the Spirit terminal at Miami International Airport had just boarded all the passengers for a flight headed to Detroit, Michigan. As all the passengers were seated, Spirit flight employees noticed a woman attempting to board the plane 45 minutes after the flight was ready for takeoff. When she was denied access, she took it upon herself to sneak onto the plane from outside, pushing past the flight attendants and jumping over passengers to get to her seat. The flight attendant immediately called her supervisor as the suspect stated that she would assault someone if they did not fly the plane. Officers were alerted as she threatened to force the captain to fly the plane.
I'm sorry. I just want. There was no anything at the moment, ma'am. So let's talk to you outside. Let's come outside. Right now? Yeah. You don't get out right now. Okay, hold on. Let me get everybody out.
Okay, we'll get everybody out. I board like everybody else, and I pay for my ticket.
All right, let's go to the jet bridge so we can talk.
What do you mean? No,
come over here.
Talk about.
All right.
Going home like everybody else.
Let's wait outside.
If I don't go home, nobody go home.
That's cool. Okay. All right.
I never did nothing. Like what? I paid for my ticket like everybody else.
Ma'am, we need to talk to you. Let's go outside.
No, I don't have to talk to y'all.
Okay, you're gonna make it worse.
Y'all can send me a paper in the mail.
Okay.
Y'all can literally send me something in the mail. Whatever. I paid for a ticket. I paid for a ticket like everybody else.
Let's go. Everybody has to do things.
After me. It's people that got on the plane after me. There's people that got on
the board.
Get your ass off the plane.
Ma'am, don't instigate her, please. Guys, don't instigate her, because then we got to deal with her.
They never refused me. I was already on the plane.
Now refusing you now.
Now after the fact, though. But that's after the fact. You can't do that after the fact. So no. Everybody going. We all going home late. Oh well. No, I can't. Because they should have just took off.
Let's go. Let's do it fast. What are you guys waiting for? Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's move.
Case because I'm not trespassing.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we're going to have to declaim everybody.
My name is. You should know, but y'all mad because y'all really can't do anything besides like make everybody get off and everybody get back on. You gotta wait till everybody get off. New whole plane. It's cool. I already sent my dad the information. Yeah, everybody getting off. Y'all too. Record this. Can somebody record this? What is you doing? It is. Y'all not necessary. What the hell? I have a ticket for this flight, and y'all trying to take me off the flight. Now they want to drag me. 269. 274.
No, over here. You exit out. Just exit out. Exit out.
With a regular.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha Ha Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you other elders scattered abroad, you brethren, you fellow believers of this faith, even you few sisters and you supporters of the truth. Shalom as well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the elect. I just want to go onto this video. I want to touch on this video real quick. It's kind of raw. I just maybe got a couple scriptures, but the intro says it all, right? So I just want to speak on it a little bit, where this woman, this entitled Eve, feels that she is in control of the narrative of even this whole flight. This woman was able to bring down the whole airport, so to speak, the whole plane. The plane hasn't even taken off, and she's already brought it down. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video, to show you that this is the issue with our people in general. And let me say, what Eve does not understand is by not being held accountable is what's further destroying her. Imagine a child left to themselves to be able to do whatever they want, as the scripture says, a child left to himself, be able to do what they want with no consequences, no accountabilities. And it took all these officers to come on the plane, All these police, airport police, sergeants, whatever, to come on a plane for one black Eve. One. And then this Eve got everybody kicked off the plane, all for her. Now you're going to tell me this is not the Queen of Heaven? Now if this was a Jake, who probably wouldn't have acted like that, but if it was the case, I guarantee you they'd have picked that Jake up and dragged him off the plane. And then there might have been shots fired. And this is what happens. And when this is allowed, this allows Eve to continue to do walk as a wrecking ball, right? As a Tasmanian devil. Proverbs 25 and 24. This is going to be real quick, I believe. It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop, in other translations says an attic, than with a brawling woman in a wide house. So they was really, in their mindset, they said, well, you know what? We got to get all the people off of this plane. I don't know, maybe a security issue. But I guarantee you, if it was one of you Jakes, right, you'd have probably got a terrorist charge. They eventually locked her up, but she got a little bail and went home. And I remember her talking about her father. You know, these fathers, they're the worst too. They're actually enabling this type of behavior, because I seen them. They'll raise them up. They'll raise their little girls to be men, to have their way, because they're daddy's girls. No accountability. And the society subscribes with it, you know. This system really hurts you. When you let somebody continue, like, this is what traffic lights are for. Can you imagine if there was no traffic lights? Can you imagine if there was no laws in place? Without traffic lights, a lot of people would be dying. And you say, well, go ahead, do what you need to do. Don't worry, just drive through whatever you want to drive through. You'll be fine. Right? You know what'll come out of that. Death. And this is what's happening. Okay? I'll make this quick. I had other scriptures, but Romans 1:26. For this cause Yahweh gave them unto vile affection. For even their women did change the natural use unto that which is against nature. This is definitely against nature. Right? This is definitely against nature. And I'm trying to link it with the Bible to show you that the daughters of Zion, I believe in Isaiah 3, 3rd chapter, breaks all that down. They're haughty. They walk with stiff-forked necks, right? With the tinkling ornaments, with the makeup, the paintings on their face, and the added hairdos, right? And the added hair, you know. This is what's happening, man. This doesn't look good on a nation of people. When you see a nation of women destroyed like that, you know that there's no order in that nation, right? So we all know this is divine, and, you know, this is an agenda. You know, all laws applies to the men on hard levels, but the women, these laws don't apply to. Proverbs 30 and 20. Such is the way as an adulterous woman, right? She eateth, in some cases literally, and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. In this Eve's mind, I've done no wickedness. It's not my fault. I'm entitled. First of all, she got off the back. I think she didn't get on a plane. She dove in through the front. I don't know if I put that in a clip or what. I don't know. It's in there. But in case I didn't put it in there, she couldn't come in from the back, so she made up her mind to come in through the front when the plane was starting to take off and dive in or something like that. And she didn't get charged with a terrorist charge or something more serious. She could have had a knife. She could have had a gun. They didn't take her serious. Why? Because she was an Eve. This society don't take Eve seriously. They mock them. They make fun of them. But they look at them, because if we can let these Eves run amok, we understand that their children will be out of order. And then they will grow up and we can incarcerate their young sons. See, these people have a divine plan. They set these plans up and what they're going to do and how they're going to set it up through generations. Titus 2. It says, 2 and 2, the aged woman be sober, grave temperance, sound in faith, in charity and patience. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior and become of holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young woman to be sober. They're not teaching a young woman that today. They're teaching the young woman how to skip around with spandies, right? And be the queen boss, or boss queen, whatever you want to call it. The fathers are telling them, oh, don't worry about it. When you get in your household, you're going to be the boss. You're going to run it. You're going to get a man that you can control. See, the fathers is not teaching the woman. They're not teaching Eve how to be an actual woman. Which you look up the woman, you know what that means. They're not telling them to be actual woman. They're trying to put them in the image of themselves, almost as though they didn't have a son, so they're trying to make their daughter a son. So then they grow up taking on the identity, right, of a woman, but on the other hand, they're behaving like men, right? You tell me that isn't Babylon. You tell me that something isn't wrong with that picture. They're looking like women, but then they're acting like men. If that's not crazy enough. That they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, meaning discreet, meaning not being wild. Let me look up discreet real quick. Meaning basically being humble and quiet, not self-willed. Discreet, showing discernment, good judgment, conduct, right? Good conduct, personal behavior, a standard of personal behavior, especially based on moral principles, right? Management, right? So we don't see any of this. And we know this is all Christianity that told us to throw out the laws. You don't need the laws anymore, right? That's what they said. Chaste, keepers at home. Let me see this one here real quick. Chaste, keepers at home. Let's see what chaste is. I went through this years back, but, you keep going over it. Innocent of unlawful manners. Sexual intercourse. Well, we know. That's a whole nother video and a whole nother story and a whole nother day. So, anyway, keepers at home. Oh boy. Good, obedient to everything here is the total opposite. Obedient to their own husbands. And the word of God may be not blasphemed. So this man that's here, he's like I've been taught when I was younger I never knew my father or mother or whatever, but the role models that I had, they were trying to teach me to be a simp, right? That's what they taught you. That's what they taught you. You never put your hands on a woman. But nobody said for the woman to never put their hands on a man. So then you grow up in a society where the law teaches them that they can put their hand on men, but you can't put your hand on a woman. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think is going to be the mannerism, the behavior of these Eves, man? They can run in stores and shoot up restaurants, which we've seen done, get 4 years in prison and 3 years suspended sentences, right? They can punch you, they can hit you, and a whole society will stand there and watch you in the store get punched by a woman, and nobody will say that's an assault. But if you raise your hand up to swing back or hit her, then all the simps throw on capes and they dive into the middle to protect a woman who claims she never need protected, just like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I don't know. And it just seems like we can see this as pure confusion in Babylon, right? Where Eve is allowed to manhandle any and everything that they can, right? They've allowed to go on Amazon and Walmart and Sears and order all the amenities. They can get all the health care and help with their rent and mortgage and everything else. No wonder their cults is called being spoiled, right? That's where they're spoiled at. And now they don't need any man, right? So whenever you take an animal and it's a domesticated animal and you tell them they can do whatever they want to do, they don't need no guidance, they don't need no leash, guess what? They're going to mess all over your house, all over your floor. They're going to destroy everything. And then when you go to discipline them, they're going to try to bite you. That's all I have on that. Shalom.